This online class is focused on bringing balance and cultivating well-being within the nervous system. In particular, we're going to be paying attention to a branch of the peripheral nervous system, the autonomic nervous system. There are further two parts to the autonomic nervous system: the sympathetic, which is our fight or flight or that stress mode, and the parasympathetic, which is the rest and digest. Today's practice is focused on finding a balance between the sympathetic, where a lot of us live constantly in fight or flight mode, and the parasympathetic. For that, we will be using the breath and physical movement to communicate to our nervous system that all is well. Did you know that on average we take 18,000 to 23,000 breaths per day? And how many of those breaths do you think are conscious? Practicing correct and mindful breathing and moving the body in a way that feels good is a great way to move out of our flight or fight mode and begin to feel more well, happy, and balanced, mind, body, and spirit. So we're going to begin our class today on our backs. If you do have a sensitive lower back, feel free to bend the knees and have the feet on the floor for some added comfort. And I'd like to invite you to bring both hands onto your lower belly. So have it so that the fingertips are just touching. And feel free to have the eyes opened or closed, completely up to you. And we're going to spend a few moments just getting into that nice, beautiful, deep yogic breathing. So we breathe in and out of our nostrils. And as you inhale, I want you to begin to feel the belly expand as the belly fills up. And you might even notice that your fingers separate just a little. As you exhale, belly gently draws back in. Fingers might begin to touch once again. So in your own time, inhale to fill belly. Exhale, release the breath completely. Keep on practicing. Keep the elbows nice and soft, the shoulders. Inhaling to fill the belly up like a balloon. Slow exhale out. As you do become more comfortable, you may even begin to hold the breath in at its peak. And then slowly release the breath out, making the exhale twice as long as the inhale. If this is too much, then just go back to what feels comfortable. Now from here, I'd like you to mindfully move the hands up so that the hands are on either side of the ribs. It's almost like you're cupping around the edges of the ribs. When you're ready, on an inhale, fill the belly, and then move the breath up so that you feel the ribs expand out. And then slow exhale out. Just take your time playing around with this one. We don't want to make the breath too aggressive or forced. Just smooth, controlled, deeper breaths in and out. Inhale to fill belly. Roll that same inhale up to the ribs and feel them expand outwards. Notice if the quality of your breath has changed since the beginning, perhaps bigger inhales in, longer exhales out. Now from here, I'd like you to slide your hands up again, so the tips of your fingers are just underneath your collarbone. When you're ready to take an inhale, bring the breath into the belly. Roll it up to the ribs, feel them expand, and then all the way up to the chest. And then slow exhale out. So this breathing is you communicating with your body's nervous system. This is you communicating that everything is okay. You don't need to be in fight or flight mode, in stress mode. Conscious breathing. Nice big breaths rolling all the way up from the belly, ribs, and up into the chest. Five more breaths like this. Just going at your own pace. Once you've taken your fifth breath, just replacing your hands back down beside you and allowing the breath to become natural and calm again, spontaneous. And just pausing here as you breathe naturally, spontaneously. Just allowing the body to settle, be still. Alright, go ahead and just slowly bend the knees, draw the knees in towards the chest. Give the knees a big hug, maybe a little roll from side to side just to get some movement and some stretch through the lower back, through the spine area. Throughout the remainder of class, just trying to remember that quality of breath that we just practiced throughout the more active style of practice, breathing as consciously as you can, as mindfully as you can. So go ahead and either rock backwards and forwards so that you can come up, or turn to your side and come up, and just bring yourself onto hands and knees so that we can go through our warm-ups, cat-cow, torso circles, all those things. Setting up the hips over knees, shoulders over top of wrists. On an inhale, dipping the belly, curling the tailbone, crown the head up. And then as you exhale, curling under, pressing the mat away, drawing belly back to spine. And then just going to your own beat. Inhale, exhale. Feel free to add in torso circles if you like. You could gently rock forwards and backwards. Just finding anything that feels good and keeping up that same quality of breath. It's all about the breath today. Taking another couple rounds of nice deep full breaths in and out, moving the body however it feels nice. And when you're ready, go ahead and tuck the toes under and lift yourself up into downward facing dog. Once you are in your down dog, making sure the fingers are spread nice and wide apart. Having the feet at least a hip width apart, wider if you wish, and the hands at least shoulder width apart, wider if it feels like you need more space today. Relaxing through the shoulders. Nice deep full breaths in and out. Down dog's a perfect place to reset the breath if you feel like you've gone out of the flow a little bit. Nice deep breaths in and out. Pressing down through the pads of the hands, through the knuckles, so that you've got power in your palms, and just relaxing through the shoulders as much as you can. So you have a choice here. You could stay in your downward facing dog if you're enjoying that, or if you'd like to warm up the core and the body a little bit more. On an inhale, bring the chin to the chest, firm the belly, roll forward into a plank pose. If you do roll forward, your shoulders are directly over top of your wrists. And then on an exhale, push back, lift the hips back into downward facing dog. So just going through about 3 to 5 of these if you'd like to. If you're happy in down dog, just stay there, no problem. Make sure that belly is nice and firm. Nice deep full breaths in and out. Wherever you are, finishing the one you're on and maybe doing one more. Finishing back up in your downward facing dog. I'm going to take one more breath in and out. And then go ahead and look forward, step up to the top of your mat. Let's have feet a hip width apart so we give ourselves lots of space. Bend the knees and then just let the torso hang out. Head is heavy, arms are heavy. Feel free to take ragdoll if you like, opposite hands to opposite elbows. You can sway, you can be still. Once again, perfect opportunity. Nice deep breaths into the belly. Roll it up, feel the ribs expand. Lift it up into the chest, feel it rise, and then exhale it out. 3 more just like this. Big inhale. Full exhale. Last breath in. Full, complete exhalation. Gently release the elbows if you've taken hold, ground down through the feet, and then slowly come up to standing. Take your time, no rush. Once you're there, roll the shoulders. Step up to the top of your mat, have your feet together so toes touch, a little bit of space between the heels. Straighten up through the spine, tuck the belly in, tailbone lengthening down, shoulders up, roll them down the back. Bring your hands together at heart center. Take a big inhale to the belly, roll it up so that the thumbs press against the chest, and exhale. Take an inhale, lift the arms up overhead. And as you exhale, full exhale as you dive on down into your forward fold. So the emphasis today is more on the breath than the movement. So first of all comes breath, and then we link that to the movement so that it feels good and we're working on our well-being. On your next inhale, come to a halfway lift with a flat back, chest forward, shoulders down, beautiful. Exhale to release. Step back into plank pose. Modification to hands and knees if you prefer. So let's just set up our plank pose. I want you to press the mat away with the palms of your hands and dome slightly through the upper back or broaden through this upper back area. Yes, that's it. Nice firm belly. Just going to lift your hips just a little bit. Yes. All right. Take an inhale, lower the knees if you wish, and then as you exhale, keep the elbows in as you bring the torso down between the hands. Untuck the back feet. Take an inhale, press up into cobra. Beautiful. And then exhale to bow down. Take 3 more cobras in your own time. Press through the tops of the feet, lift your kneecaps, press down through the pubic bone. Use the muscles of your back as well as the power in your hands. Remembering that it's all about the breath, so you take your time, you move as slowly or as quickly as you need to. Once you've taken your last round of cobra, press yourself back into downward facing dog. Feel free to take a child's pose in between or straight back up into down dog. Big breaths in and out. All right, one more breath together, in and out. Beautiful. Go ahead and look forward, tiptoe up to the top of your mat, into your standing forward fold. You choose whether the feet are together or apart, totally up to you. On an inhale, come into your halfway lift, nice flat back, belly in, and exhale to fold. Ground down through the feet, take a big inhale to sweep up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, rise. Exhale, fold. Nice flat back, belly in as you fold forward. Halfway lift, inhale. And exhale, stepping back into your plank pose. Nice firm belly here. Press the mat away. Press through your heels. Lengthen the tailbone down. See if you can broaden through the upper back. So lift up. Yes, that's it. And then that's it. Perfect. All right, take an inhale, lower the knees. And as you exhale, gently come down. Hug your elbows in, slide the shoulders down. On an inhale, come up into cobra. And exhale, downward facing dog. All right, just pausing here to do a little breath reset. Remembering back to the beginning of class when we were on our backs and the quality of your breath there. See if you can spend these moments just finding that quality of breath again. Taking one more nice deep full inhale. Complete exhale. Take an inhale, float the right leg up behind you. As you exhale, firm the belly, pull the knee in towards the chest, press the mat away, step the foot through the front. Gently lower the left knee down. And then we're just going to take a little rock backwards and forwards. So inhale, straight in, exhale, come forward, lift the chest and the chin. Taking one more round. Once you've rocked forward, go ahead and place your hands either side of the right foot. Tuck the left toes under, lift the back knee. And go ahead and lift the chest and the chin, firm your belly. And either use your hands to press yourself up through your knee, or you can sweep your fingertips behind you. Take a big inhale, press through the right foot, lift all the way up into your lunge. Exhale to settle in for a moment. So self-align here, make sure you've got that nice straight line from the right knee down to the right ankle. Maybe a little bend in that left knee. Lengthen the tailbone down, draw the belly in. Shoulders sliding down the back. And from here we're going to dance into our warrior two pose. So we're going to take an inhale, lift slightly. Exhale, grind down that back heel and come into warrior two. Remember, you don't have to land perfectly. Just press the knee back a little. Yes, perfect. Back toes angling inwards. And just trying to keep those shoulders nice and soft. From here we move into our triangle pose. So on an inhale, straighten up your front leg. On an exhale, tilt the hips back and then reach forward. And we want to come from that hip crease area, reaching all the way out until we can't reach anymore. And then we're going to drop down, keeping the spine as long as possible. Beautiful looking triangles. Lift the kneecaps. Find a comfortable gaze, down, straight ahead, up. What does your neck need? And remember your breath. What does it feel like to breathe properly in your triangle pose? All right, you're going to press through your feet. Take a big inhale, come all the way up. As you exhale, you're going to maneuver the feet so that the heels are in, toes are out. Perfect. Bring your hands to your hips. Take a big inhale, lengthen. As you exhale, you're going to lower the hips down into squat. So you can keep hands on the hips if you like, or you could come into cactus arms if you want to feel a little bit more powerful. One more big breath in. Full exhale out. All right, press through the soles of those feet. Take a big inhale up. As you exhale, lower the hands. Bring the feet to parallel. Hands on the hip creases of your legs. Take a big inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold forward. All the way down. If you need your block for some support, you can place the block under the hands. You can keep your hands on your hips, or you can let the arms come free. Let the head be really heavy. If your legs are straight and you want to work the thighs, lift the kneecaps. And then see if you can find that reset of breath in this pose. See if you can feel the belly expand, the ribs expand, the chest rise right at the end of the breath. And then slow release out. Very slowly, just bending into the right knee and then turning your hands towards the front of your mat so that you can walk back into down dog. However it needs to happen. Feel free to pedal the heels, stretch everything out, bend the knees, press the mat away, lift the hips as high as you can. If you'd like to do a little vinyasa in between sides, feel free to take an inhale, roll forward into plank, exhale to lower down. Through cobra back into downward facing dog. Wherever you are, breath is main priority. All right, so we're going to do the same thing on the left side. So take an inhale to prepare, exhale fully. Beautiful. Big inhale, floats the left leg up. Exhale, hug the knee in, firm the belly, press the mat away, step it through. Lower the back knee down gently. And then take about 5 rounds of just inhaling to send the hips back, exhale to send the hips forward again, lifting the chest and the chin. You can also wriggle the hips side to side if you like, if that feels nice. Once you've taken your 5th exhale, just keeping the foot flat on the floor, the chest and chin lifted. And then when you're ready, tucking the back toes, lifting the back knee up. All right, firm that belly first. And then when you're ready, press into the left foot. You can use your hands or you can sweep the fingertips back. Doesn't matter what you do. Big inhale to lift into your lunge. Add in the arms whenever you're ready. Beautiful. Nice deep bend to that front knee. Little bit of a back bend in that back knee so tailbone can lengthen down and belly can draw in to protect lower back. On an inhale, we're going to lift just slightly. On the exhale, we're going to place the back heel down and dance into our warrior 2 pose. So alignment-wise, you want your front heel in line with the middle arch of the back foot, back toes angling in slightly. You might even activate that right glute just to give that a bit of a workout as well and keep those shoulders nice and relaxed. Beautiful. 2 more breaths here. Same quality of breath. See if you can find it. From here we move into our triangle pose. We inhale to straighten up the front leg. Exhale, tilt the hips back and then bend from that hip crease area. Come forward until you can't come forward anymore and drop down. Keeping the spine as long as possible. Lifting the kneecaps if that's comfortable, work the thighs. Finding comfortable placement for your gaze, your neck. All right, press through the soles of your feet. Take a big inhale, rise. Exhale, lower the arms down, and we're preparing for our squat once again. So heels in, toes out. Hands on hips to begin with. Lengthen the tailbone down, shoulders rolling down. Take a big inhale. And as you exhale, bend the knees, lower the hips down. Try and keep the weight nice and even through the feet. And press through the soles of the feet. Feel those thighs engage here. One more big breath in. Exhale. All right, power through the soles. Big inhale, lift up. Exhale as you bring the feet to parallel. You could even slightly pigeon the toes. Take an inhale, lengthen through your chest. Exhale, come down nice and easy. Flat back to begin with. And then maybe the arms gently lower down, fingertips. Let the head be really heavy. Once you feel comfortable in your pose, practice that breath. See if you can find that flow, belly, ribs, chest. Full exhale out, emptying of the breath. Two more breaths here. And then just softening that front leg so that you can walk the hands back to the top of your mat into a down dog. Take your time, just mindful movements. Take some breaths in and out. Pedal the heels, reset. Find the quality of breath, just like when we were on our backs. Once again, if you'd like to do one final vinyasa before we begin to wind down, feel free to take an inhale and roll forward. Meeting back up in our downward facing dog. All right, 3 more breaths before we lower down. So empty the breath out completely. Take a nice deep full breath in, fill up the torso, and we're going to exhale through the mouth. Beautiful, and again, inhale, and exhale. Last one, big inhale. Beautiful breath. All right, bring the knees down and come into child's pose. If it's more comfortable to keep the hips lifted, then feel free to keep the hips lifted. If you need to place a blanket underneath the knees or between the sit bones and the heels, feel free to do that. Elbows are soft, shoulders are soft. Just being still. Find that quality of breath from this pose, from this angle, from this shape. And mindfully just coming forward so that you can turn over onto your back. Once you are on your back, just gently hugging the knees into the chest. Making a little roll from side to side. We'll come into a spinal twist, so you have the choice here. If you'd like a less intense twist, you can bring the feet down to the floor, have them like a hip width apart. If you don't mind the twist being a little bit more intense, keep the knees in towards the chest. You can change your mind if you need to as well. Arms are either out nice and wide, or if you feel like you might hit your neighbor, you can do cactus arms as well. Your choice. Take a nice deep full breath in, just like we did at the beginning of class. And as you exhale, just let the knees drop over to the right. You can keep the gaze looking straight up, or if you like, turn the head to the left. Same quality of breath. What does it feel like in this pose? When you're ready, on an inhale, bring the knees back to center. Exhale out over to the other direction. Feel free to turn the gaze over to the right side. And coming back to center. Bring the feet down to the floor. You can bring your arms down alongside you. And then turn the soles of the feet in towards each other. Let the knees drop open, coming into reclining butterfly. And before we come into our Shavasana, we're going to practice that breathing that we did at the beginning of class once again. So if it helps you to have the hands on either the belly, the ribs, or the chest, you can choose either or. You could place one hand on the belly, one hand on the chest, or you can keep the arms down alongside you. But whenever you're ready, first fill up the belly. Then roll the breath up into the ribs, feel them expand, and then keep the roll coming all the way up into the chest. Feel that rise and expand. And then exhale it out real slow. Keep on going in your own time. And this type of breathing is like a form of self-healing. Every breath counts. And just let that breath go. Come back to your natural, spontaneous breath. Slowly close the knees over. Feel free to hug the knees in if you need a little reset, the hips back. And then relax into Shavasana. Have the feet at the width of the mat apart, toes just hanging out nice and relaxed. Arms just a little bit away from the torso. Lift the chest and then flatten the shoulder blades against the floor. Back of the neck's long, chin slightly tucked. The breath is just easy and calm now. All the work's been done. Shavasana is the time that we give our body and mind to integrate our practice. Slowly and calmly begin to deepen the breath. Let the breath now fill the whole body, from the top of the head down to the toes and the fingers. Gently wiggling the fingers and the toes, maybe turning the head side to side. If you'd like to stretch the whole body, reach the arms up overhead. And slowly bending the knees one at a time. And turning onto your right or left side, doesn't matter which, you decide what feels best. And just allow yourself a full cycle of breath here. And gently press yourself up into a comfortable seat, eyes closed, sitting nice and tall. Grounding down through your sit bones, lengthening the spine, dropping the shoulders down, lengthening the back of the neck, relaxing the features of the face. Hands soft in your lap. And just spend these last few moments practicing that conscious breathing, belly, ribs, chest. Whole torso full. And bring your palms together, lightly press your thumbs against heart center. Take one more breath in here, belly, ribs, chest. Feel the thumbs press against your heart as it rises. Exhale fully. Bring your chin to your chest, lift your thumbs to your forehead. Namaste. Thank you.